Hi friends, welcome to Sankat Mochan for General Awareness. As promised, we are coming up with mains answer building program, that is Zero to Hero series, and in the same series we are also coming up with Anthropology optionals main answer building program. The main problem in anthropology subject is that we have read the entire syllabus two or three times. Still, we are not able to make a proper, well framed answer to get above 300 marks. So, here in this series, I am going to help you with the way to think about an answer, how to approach the answer, and how to say or write what's actually asked and what actually required. So let's start with our first question of today, that is UPSC Mains 2020 model answer come approach. Friends, in this answer, I am not going to give you the limited word answer because that you can get from anywhere in the internet. What my aim is to make you understand what you have to think, what you have to write, and after that, I am going to comprehensively cover the entire each and every point regarding that thing so that you don't require to open a book and read it again. Try to make notes with me. That will be beneficial for all of you. Fine. So, in 2022, paper 1, which is around 150 words, as in 150 words, we have to write only 2 pages. Fine. And this is compulsory, you cannot left it. If you leave it, you cannot go to any alternates. So, the question was debate between formalist and substantive approach. First of all, my dear friends, you must know from which segment the question is asked. If you have little of idea of from where the question has been asked, you can frame the answer in and around that. Definitely you can't bluff because bluffing will give you the negative marks and the examiner approach will be negative towards your answer. So don't beat around the bush and come directly to the point. So I'm giving you 30 seconds to think about how to structure your answer. Always give yourself 30 seconds to 1 minute in starting. But in examination hall, only 30 seconds is enough. First, structure your answer. See what is asked. Here, debate. Mind you, it's debate, not difference. Many of them have done this blunder. Debate is asked, you have written everything right, but you have written about the difference between formalist and substantivist approach. So make sure what is asked is what is written in the examination paper, and that will fetch you the marks. So we start with the way, way to approach. What is the way? Let's see. First, who formulated the approach? Just give a brief introduction. Introduction make a tone of how body will be. Fine. See, it's 150 words, so very brief introduction is required. Fine. In this, if you have the luxury to conclude, then conclude. Or you can just finish it off in 2 pages. Fine. Here I have given you the conclusion just because if it's asked in 250 or 300 words, you can write it down. I hope you got it. Fine. So the approach is formulation of the approach in 2-3 lines. Define briefly what is formalist, what is substantivist approach. I hope you're getting this till now. Recall it. Fine. Introduce, then define briefly. Then mention thinker. See why we require thinker. In approx more than 85 to 90 questions, you have to mention the thinker who have given the approach or who is related to the approach or in fact who has used the approach in the later time. Fine. And their books. These are the marks that topper scores and go above 300 plus. Fine. If you need to go 300 plus, you cannot leave it. This is very important. Fine. I hope you got it. Fine. Then what's required? You have done this. Then debate. See, I have written debate, not the difference. Fine. I hope you get this difference. Debate and not the difference. Now let's start with the answer framing. I hope you are jotting it down in your copy. Just taking screenshot would not help you because I know through the experience we don't visit the screenshot. So I request you all to jot it down. Fine. Thank you. Let's start. Introduction. And mind you, this is just a model answer. You can go beyond it. You can frame a better answer. So don't stick to it that this is hard and fast. You can even have a different approach to different set of questions, and that's what make a person unique, the thinking capability. In this program, what we are going to do, we are going to make you think, we are going to make you write. Fine. That is what will be helpful if the questions come from anywhere or any part of the syllabus. You have to think, you have to interrelate. Just thinking will not do. Think, interrelate, and then write. And that too in a time frame and time, word bond manner. Fine. So let's start. Formalist and substantive refers to two school of thought in economic anthropology. As stated, you have to know what you have done. You have set the examination. Then see, I know it's from economic anthropology. Fine. And this was split into two groups since mid 1950s. Then what you have done? The distinction between formal and substantivist economy was propounded by Hungarian economist Karl Polanyi. See, he was the person who have defined or stated what's the difference. Because in 1950 capitalism was on the rise, and they said that leave it to the capital market and they will do it. But Karl Polanyi himself described what's the difference. Now look at it. Okay. See, you can just end it here. Fine. Because it's 150 word, so you don't have to go beyond it. But I have given you various other, you can read it, write it down. In body, first we have to define formalist. In this approach, principle of capitalist economy which stand remarkably different from pre-capitalist economy. Now, capitalist and pre-capitalist, what are the difference? Capitalist economy are money-based economy. They work for making capital, making gains and profit. And pre-capitalist economy, you can state barter system. Like if a barber is cutting your hair, you're giving, and you are doing agriculture, then you're giving some grains. If you are cobbler, you are doing their work. If you are a servant, you are going and doing some work in barber house, and in respective of that he's cutting your hair. Fine. This can also be related to the paper too, where MN Srinivas has very well defined what is Sanskritization, Westernization on so-called globalization. And there you can see how from pre-capitalist economy or from rural economy we have grown to urban economy. Now let's start the second part. See, it also means that principle of the capitalist economy are seen as universal, thereby subordinating non-industrial economy. Fine. Now, what substantivism said? Polanyi said. What Polanyi said? We have to look into it. Polanyi said that substantivism is socially motivated behavior towards the interest of one family, clan, village, rather than self-interest behavior that is natural to human being. Now, you have to relate it. You see, what we are doing, we are working for a firm and we are taking the wages. Fine. But what about your mother? A mother who is a housewife, a house builder, does she get any payment from you or from your father? No. Still, at any given day, she wakes up, she make food, she do entire things for you and your people and for father, and still she has not been get paid. So this is what capitalist economy cannot give you, because capitalist you are giving a rent in the house, you are staying, you are giving a money to the servant, they are working. But what about your mother, your sister, who is going and taking care of you while you are growing? Fine. Let's see. Polanyi argues that communitarian patterns of organization are found in the range of traditional society, that is reciprocity. I said it. Reciprocity is like I gave you chips, you gave me cold drinks. Fine, you can relate it to your personal life. This is the way you have to think and remember what the word means. Fine, because you give me something, I am obliged, privileged, and I will return you, helping in sharing manner. Now we have defined it. Let's come to the debate. Here, I have given 9 of the debates, but you don't have to require to write it all. Fine, let's start. Debate. Formalists argue that formal rule of neoclassic economic theory derived mainly from study of capitalist market society can be used to explain the nature of dynamics and non-capitalist economy. Here they are saying that जो भी capitalist economy का ये है so-called theory, you can use it and explain the nature of dynamics of non-capitalist economy. Is it true? Can you recall? Is it true or not? Think. I can give you an example. One was mother. Second was when you go to marriage, you have seen so-called your cousins. We can say paternal aunt, uncle, mama, mommy, anything. They come up, they give few gifts. They are not expecting the gift right there, right now, but they are giving the gift. Fine. Yeah, in the later time of period of time when their marriage happens in their house, you will return it. But here, capitalist economy does not play a role because capitalist is that you put in the input, you get the profit. Fine. One of the formalists, Herskowitz, an American anthropologist, in his book, see what I have done. I have mentioned the name. One was Polanyi, and here an American anthropologist, and his book name, Economic Life of Primitive People, and he endorsed his position. He said that scarcity, what he said, scarcity and maximizing behavior is universal character. The same means are applied everywhere to achieve different ends. See, this is true, but up to a certain extent. Fine, I can give you various examples of South African tribe where they hunt. Even if they hunt a bird or a big elephant, the meat is equally distributed among all. Fine. If this was true, then this should not be true. Fine. Now you have to think what you study. You have to relate it. If you correlate it, you will get the gist of the anthropology. Fine. Formal economy or capitalist economy that is interested to self-regulate mechanism. As you know, formalist and economist, they always say that minimum government intervention. Fine. But you know, in COVID, government has to step in. In 1928 depression, government has to step in. If they have not stepped in, many of the capitalists and their all the business would be ruined to ground. Fine. So their theory is right, but up to a certain extent. Fine. Let's see. Fine. Self-regulating mechanism propagate the idea that human beings behave in such a way to achieve maximum gains in term of money. This has been theorized as a means of end relationship. Simple as that. I do work for you, you give me money. Fine. And here also, you can see I am not being paid for this work. What I want in return is that kindly like, subscribe and share this channel. If this channel grow, I will be very much obliged to make this series further more and more interesting, more and more interactive, and then more and more information rich. I hope you will do that for me. Now, let's return to the study table. In substantive economy, Polanyi said economy is submerged in man's social relationship. Man does not act man does not act as to safeguard his individual interest in the possession of material good. Fine. He act as to safeguard his social standing, his social claims and his social assert. See, यहाँ in this phase he said individual is not the supreme. Yes, society is supreme. Now also, why are you working for IAS? If I give you 50 to 60,000 job or 1 lakh job and even more in private sector, but still people are coming from IIT, leaving their jobs in multinational company and coming to ISIPS. Why? This societal image, and also the gist, the eager of doing something for the society. Right. Now let's go. Polanyi frequently used Malinowski Kula trade. For example, see, Malinowski is one of the revolution in the anthropology. If you are with me, I will definitely complete entire theorist in the most comprehensive manner that has never been dealt in history of any coaching institute of anthropology. That's a promise. Now let's see how far we are going with this. According to Polanyi, it is impossible to understand human society, the economic of human history from formal perspective of neoclassic economy because to narrow the sphere of genus economy, especially to the market phenomena, is to eliminate the greatest part of history from the scene. Now see what he said. Is self-explainable, but still, when the capitalists have stepped in, go back to the world history. Yes, can you recall? Have you studied world history? When industrialization has started in Europe, fine, they put an industry, they either engage the labor or buy the labor. Anything which you can think of. It started around not back then 1700 or 1600. Fine. And before that, what was that? Before that, while Mauryan Empire or before that, Indus Valley Civilization, you can recall. On in fact, you can go to the primitive man. Fine. They're hunting and gathering. Where is the formal economy there? When if you only see from the formal economy or neoclassical economy, definitely you are eliminating the greatest part. You are eliminating this. Fine. You cannot eliminate for 6 or 700 years the entire history of mankind. That was the evolution we talk about in anthropology. Fine. Let's start again. Polanyi uses concept of embeddedness to further elaborate the meaning of substantivist economy. The concept is his most famous contribution of social thought. His concept actually stands for a critique of capitalist economy. See, entire thing you have to not write down. But important words are very important. I have write it in the bolded. I am highlighting it. Fine, will make your notes much crisp. I have written here to explain, but write it down in a pointer wise. It will be very easy to revise. Fine, let's see. Polanyi start by emphasizing that entire tradition of modern economy through of formal economy thoughts, sorry, entire tradition of modern economy thoughts of formal economy continuing up to the present movement rest on the concept of economy as interlocking system of market that automatically adjust and supply and demand through price mechanism. See, here he's saying about capitalist economy. Fine. Modern economy is the capitalist economy. Here what? If you demand more, the prices, if you demand more and the things are in the minimum quantity, so prices will go high. If you increase the things, demand will go down, prices will go down. That's what self adjusting mechanism that is called automatic adjust supply demand through price mechanism. Fine. Now see, even see here he said, even when economists acknowledge that market systems sometimes need help from government. Like I have said, COVID-19 crisis, 1928 depression. These are the example when government has to step in. Right now also government is helping MSME to grow. You can see not only MSME, textile sector. In fact, what today ISRO has launched Chandrayaan 3. So ISRO is supporting whom? The private venture which are small and just entering the market of space. Fine. Here what government is helping them, because who gives the budget to ISRO is government. Fine. Now let's again. The economic theology postulate the idea that gift is the extension of giver, which means gift once actually gives oneself. At the same time, gift is not completely lost. Same one, marriage ceremony in India. Right now, if my sister marriage is there and everybody is gifting, you have seen. Go to your home, ask your mother, माँ शादी में क्या किसी कॉपी में आपने लिखा है किसने क्या दिया है? And we give them in their function equivalently or even more. Fine. Why they write it down? This is called reciprocity. Not the day after that, but when it's required. Fine. That you have to. So here you can conclude 150 words. Just write down the main pointer. You cannot go keep on writing. These are very much elaborate for your summary. Here, if you get 300 or 250 marker, then you can write it down. The formalists argue that the principle of capitalist economy are universal, thereby constructing a logic for universal application of capitalism and its accompanying ideology, whereas substantivism are followed by Karl Polanyi have the criticized proponent of formal logic of economy and have argued for the production and distribution of goods and services in pre-capitalist economy through specific cultural context. Fine. And see what this answer you can the references. This is from where I have built up this entire answer. Fine. If you want, you can go and read this. Take a screenshot. You will get a great idea. But do you have that much of time? If yes, more and good enough, go to home and you can open it. You can even find it on internet. But for you all, I am consolidating it and making you in the crisp format as given here. Fine. Now, please, if you like this video, do share to your friends. As in anthropology, if you will support me, I will bring more answers. See, all the answers are written here. Fine. If I get a good response, I'll be eager to make even better videos. And if you give a great response, I promise I will cover entire syllabus, which you give 40,000 and even in fact 50,000. I will give you entire test series, entire syllabus of anthropology for free in this YouTube channel. But I need support from your side. Thank you. Signing off. Suraj here.